Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh, yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking, I'm walking. So happy to be walking, happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking, yes indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. Great rising, y'all. Get your chair. Get your mat. Let me get this camera straight. Ha ha. I get me, y'all get you. Let's see. Yeah, a little too much ceiling for me. So we'll just do that a little bit. Let's see. I'm ready, y'all. Yes, indeed. I'm walking. Oh, yeah. Let's see. I'm walking. Line up if you're walking wall to wall. Hey, today's a good camera day. So happy to be walking. Let's get ready. Let's do this. Let's do this. Thank you for the company. Hey y'all, thanks for coming on the walk. Y'all see my top up? I'm coming back in. Hey, my top was up, but I caught that. Hey y'all, thanks for coming to for the walk. Like, comment, share. I have some sad news to tell y'all. The light died. I came down this morning to try to do something with the light, and the light was dead, gone, over with, finite, not to be seen again, not to be seen again. All right, and I'm gonna stop fooling around with the cameras right now. Yeah, I had to show y'all what I do in the morning before I even get down here. And I've been promising for over a year that I would do it. And this morning I said, oh my goodness, how did I work it out that I had like 20 minutes to do whatever I wanted to do? So I was like, let me make these videos. Come to find out, the reason why I made 20 minutes this morning was to download the song so I could use the song from download and not have to depend on YouTube. And I didn't do that. I wound up making videos. Just to show you, just to keep my promise. So that's where we're at now. So I don't know how to say it. I just love this body. And the only way, I know y'all show it, everybody shows it different ways. For me, to show my body how much I really appreciate it has been to always do a form of exercise. Walking, going to the gym, playing paddleball, walking the track, running the track, lifting weights, always yoga, ice skating, roller skating, I always did stuff to show my body that I appreciate it. I acknowledge it and its abilities. And this is how I do it. So now I know I'm supposed to do it to look younger, to to attract the opposite sex. But y'all already know what kind of life mate I'm looking for. A transgender woman. Go to Bed-Stuy Brownstone Stories. I laid out all there. I want no man who has had a woman halfway take care of his life because he never did. Or the other one, someone who had a wife who was so subservient to him that he needs that to continue in this world. I'm not that. I'm not spending my time motivating just to get pushback. I've been there, done that. Been there, done that. Okay? I'm not doing that no more. So I know what my perfect life may be. A transgender woman my age or older. She's going to take care of herself, I know, because she wants to stay looking good. Her object is to stay good for the opposite sex, not mine. I'm staying good, looking good for me, feeling good for me. Which I was raised was called vanity, vain, selfishness. What's the 7 deadly sins? One of them things. Or maybe all of them at times. So I couldn't. See, we all fall short in his sight. Oh, thanks for coming on the walk. We all fall short. We all can't measure up. We all can't. That's what I was born under. So it was just like, but inside me, the me inside kept saying, no, 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 no. No, honey, you ain't falling short. Maybe my mother, who passed away, because I would hear this and say, no, 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 you're not falling short. No, no, no. Just get through this. No, no, no. Volunteer. And the best part about volunteering during my cult years, especially at the Veterans Hospital, they appreciated it. So I would walk in there and say, hey, Vicki, how you doing? And I'm just a little teenage kid living in a whole cult house with head cult people. I'll put it in my book, y'all understand. And that's constantly telling me, you're nothing, you're nothing, you're nothing, you're nothing, because there's a God that's greater than everything. You're just a tool. You're just a tool that he uses. You're just a tool he uses. You're just a tool he uses. But deep down inside, that little voice kept saying, no, honey. No. No. I joined choir. I went to school. I volunteered. Because that little voice kept saying, you are way more than that. But for your very survival, and if you look at true crime, them church people kill all the time, a lot. A lot. There's a lot more pedophilia going on in there than you know about. Because when they threaten to kill you, they mean it. Okay? So, see, I got off on that tangent. So I wasn't allowed to really appreciate me. Like, My body was good. I didn't get hurt. I didn't get sick, anything. But that meant I was strong. It made it hard for me. So I would sprain my ankles because that was the smallest thing on my body. And that was something that the cult people understood. I also had the worst cramps in the world, but they understood that too because I never had that until I moved into that cult house and was told that my menstrual cycle was a curse. And that's why I'm sick all the time, because it's a curse. And from that curse, I have babies, and the babies is also cursed. Because I have to do a cursed thing in order to have the babies. So I'm cursed, the cursed thing is cursed, and then the cursed baby is cursed. Told y'all, I started volunteering at the hospital because stuff made sense. I could graft. I knew how to take blood pressure. I knew how to chart that stuff. I knew how to take temperature. I knew how to chart it. I knew how to run stuff back and forth to the lab. I understood all that blood stuff. But when I got home, I had to be as stupid as a stone. If it wasn't pertaining to church, then it wasn't pertaining, or my grandmother sewing, or cooking and cleaning so you can get a good man. It wasn't talked about. So when I went home, all that stopped. All that discussion stopped. But it made sense to me. People get hurt and get sick made sense to me. I came from a cult where everything, it was a curse from God. I never understood that. I said to myself, well, God curses you. Oh, God curses you and Jesus doesn't curse you. I don't understand. But you can't mention none of their names. The only name you can mention is the devil. So I had sense, understanding, conversation. I would sit there and I would talk with doctors because I was a volunteer on the ward, and sometimes they would have to run out and they say, could you sit behind the desk in case somebody calls? You can answer it and go get so-and-so, get such and so. So while I'm sitting there, sometimes I'd be charting stuff, and sometimes the doctors and nurses would come in and sit down and talk to me like I was a whole human being. I wasn't called the devil. I wasn't called, they didn't predict on me that hell would be my home. None of that stuff. None of that stuff. They said, oh, you charted good. Oh, you did it. Oh, well. And they loved my observation. Because that's one thing we did learn in high school. Because I did ask myself this. I was like, wow. I observe myself. I know how long it should take my wounds to heal. For me. I observe myself. And things are consistent. I had the best womb on the planet Earth. It started, even though I went through that cramping period, it was more psychological and now dietaryism, like I had needed more iron, different things like that. It was that stuff, but as far as my womb was concerned, regular like clockwork. Like clockwork. Going through my change, like clockwork. Came through it just like clockwork. And I love my body. And that's when you see me walking here and you saw me stretching and stuff. That's because I love my body. It ain't never did nothing to me. I don't have a relationship with doctor because I don't complain about my body. When I was in school, they always said, what is the first thing that when you go to a doctor, what's the first conversation you have to have? And it's, what's wrong with you? I can't go to the doctor and say, this is wrong with me. That's something I say with me. I say, oh, we got to take care of that. When I go to the doctor, I know exactly what I want and what I need and what I'm going to use. They don't say anything. What they say is, hey, old black lady, we just going to give you this and you're going to take it and you just going to... But not me. I said, go ahead and get something. You got to go with it, mess with them people, because you done ate something. You done did something you wasn't supposed to do. Put something in your mouth that wasn't supposed to be in there. So now go take what them people giving. Get straight and change your whole diet and your attitude. That's how I heal myself. And even when I'm walking, even when you see me stretching on the bike, I always say to myself, sometimes I say, heal me, heal me, heal me. I say, heal us, heal us, heal us, heal us, heal us. Tell me what to eat, tell me what to drink, tell me what to do. But look at this whole routine. Now I know you say y'all go to doctors and you do that. But for me, it's hard for someone outside of me, especially when I know they don't give a fig. There's 3 prices all my life. That I don't have a husband or a man price. That's about 5% more than married people. I ain't got no man tax always. Then you're a black person tax. So that's already 10% increase in anything I buy or do. I ain't got no man and I'm black. Then now I'm old. That's another 5%. Everything I buy, purchase, do out there in that world, before I got old, it was just the 2 taxes. Ain't got no man. And then when I got a man, the tax came off. But then, for a while now, I've been happy. So the taxes come back on. Okay? And that's the taxes. Thanks for coming on the walk. Yeah! I'm getting some support from my Facebook family. Oh, thank you. So, everything we do, now we get to 3. Ain't got no man, black, old. So, when I call about anything that is already calculated into the bill, contractors, we're trying to find just a little training to shore up the dog, the 2-year-old. And sometimes that 15% extra knocks you out the ballpark, so you can't do business. Because that 15% extra makes it too high. Where I seen it on the other side. On the other side, the complexion for the discounts, I've seen the discounts. I've seen the discounts. I've seen them do it. But I wouldn't sit there like that. I don't remind them of any of their family members. And if the other complexion does, then their family members is giving them discounts. My family members, if I go in my family store, hopefully they'll look at me and say, oh, I love my grandmother. Let me give her a 5% discount because she's old. But that's not going to happen on the other side. On the other side, I'm always going to be a 15% increase. No man, African American, and now old. Bummer, right? Bummer, right? But it's this body that I love, that I stay here for. This body that, no broken bone body. And as long as I don't have to be weak or have anybody in your ear telling you to be low so they can get high, or spending all your energy trying to hype somebody up that ain't gonna get hyped up, or helping people that only giving you half stories. That's the funniest thing. I had to teach my daughter, I said, listen, you can't counsel people on half-truths. You think that person is telling you the whole truth, and you say, well, I would go do this, and I would go do this, and you wondering why they ain't going to do it. I said, the reason why, because they just gave you a half-truth. So they know that your advice ain't nothing, because they ain't tell you the whole truth. So my daughter, she's brilliant. Her response now to people is, you'll figure it out. She don't even go. She don't even want to hear the half-truths. She don't even want to get involved. She don't want to play the game. You say, so, well, you know, my boyfriend and I think we're going to break up. I think we're going to separate because he's so. And my daughter says, you'll figure it out. I love that shit. I mean, saying the kid, she's a grown woman, but I love her. Because that's what you got to do to survive. We're at our 20-minute mark. And so far, YouTube is working for us. You don't know I have to go. I make one of these in the morning before I can get here. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking. Yes, indeed, I'm walking. Oh yeah, just for me, I'm walking. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. Thank you for the company. Walking. Yes, indeed. Hey, yo. Yeah. I'll tell y'all what I did. Thank you for the company. I'm walking. Okay. I'm walking. Not too bad. So happy to be walking. Happy to be walking. I'll tell you what I did. I put like a half a teaspoon of lemon juice in my water. And I put it at the top of the refrigerator so it'll be cold, and I was supposed to take it out an hour before I started my walk. But I was doing everything else. So it's a little cold, but I figured it had 45 minutes. It is pretty warm, so it should room temperature, no problem, in no time. So I want to tell you all about the hanging. Now, I observed, from school, I was trained. I was like, why do I get that way? I just observed, just like, look, but in high school, in my vocation, I was trained to be a nurse, and one thing they kept pressing was observation. Observation. Sometimes I could sit in those patients' room and literally stare at them to see if I see anything. Or when we're talking and having conversation or we're eating, I have to observe. I have to note how much liquids he took in, because that's what they're going to look for to come out, and how much he ate, and then whether I have to encourage him to eat more, and how they're taking it down, because you don't want him to choke. He's right there in traction, so he can't do anything. So observation, we had to observe. And one thing I noticed about senior citizen, because it was with my grandmother, so she had a lot of old friends and old relatives, and they always had back, shoulder, arm issues. They couldn't stretch enough. They would do like stuff like this, throw the arm around, go like this, but it was never enough. And I was like, wow, I'm going to get older myself too. But then you forget. And in my 40s, I started having sciatica, which was also from great dehydration. But I took care of the problem. And one thing, after I got myself rehydrated, it was back to exercising, doing wall exercises, wall stretching, eating green vegetables again, getting that moisture back in your body, that water back in your body. And back and arm exercises, I got the book at the British Library, Something Sciatica. It's an excellent book. I can't remember. Excellent. So I read through that, found out what to do, eat, did my morning stretch exercises, and stayed hydrated. So then got in my 50s. I didn't have anything with sciatica, but it came back to me that just about 10 years ago, I did mess up and got sciatica. What am I going to do? And then it came to me. Not at the Y, not at the Mount Vernon Y, not at the New Rochelle Y. I was still just doing weights and different things like that. But when I got to LA Fitness, and I saw this one machine, and I was walking by it, and I stopped. It had a cushion, and it's like a spring, and you sit on your knees, and you would just pull yourself up like that. So I would watch We all watch people on a walk back and forth. And as I told you, the best gym membership, the best gym was those tight little Hispanic women. You look at them, they work out in the morning. You say, oh, she's a housekeeper, she has a... No, honey. She's a gym member. And she works out aggressively. So just my luck. I was walking by, and they don't encourage that you like bother people who are working out. So I was, I didn't know how to approach her. And then when she came up, and I was like, that's wonderful, but I don't know how to do it. And she looked at me, and she gauged my weight, put the thing on the right weight, showed me how to get up there, showed me how to do the exercise, let me know every time before I get on, I got to check my weight. I never saw that woman again. But I started doing that exercise, and that's what I did. So then something said, you're doing the pulling up, but you need a good back stretch. Like, back in, what do they call it, the medieval days when they used to put you on a rack. I needed a rack. I needed to be stretched out like if I was on a rack to take care of these back muscles. So I would go there and I would put on that heavier weight so I would go down, but I would stretch. So it wasn't so much for me to pull myself up. I wanted to hang. So then I felt good. So then I went around looking for almost like a monkey bar thing. But I didn't see that LA Fitness. So I just hung. At Crunch, they had those bars in the weight room where you can literally jump on and hang. And I don't have, okay, what I observed with older people that didn't exercise, that every now and again, they would make that turn. They call it a quick turn. How can I explain? Like you go one way and you do that, a quick turn for whatever reason. And in that quick turn, you can throw out your back, you can throw out your knee, because that quick twist, for some reason, even if something's falling and you twist it, like pick it up. And it would knock them out. It would knock out that back. It would take them out. And I said, oh man, I don't want to do that. And that's why I hang. And you see, sometimes I try to pull myself up. That's just core. Because I got to squeeze my core in order to do the pull-up. But to hang, all I need to do is grip. And I hang. And I have not had any back pain since I started hanging. Shoulder pain. No. Not since I started hanging. So then I said to my daughter, when quarantine came, I was like, oh my God, I am screwed. If I don't hang or do some kind of, basically hang to stretch my back out, I'm screwed. My back is going to seize up, and then I'm going to have to go to the hospital where the coronavirus is. And then my daughter looked at me and she said, Mommy, what do you miss the most about going to the gym? Now, I had the bike already. This was before we got Betsy. And I said, I miss hanging. I need to hang for my posture to be good, to be able to do that quick turn and wind up in total traction. I need to hang. And she came in one day and she said, here, Mommy, put this on the door frame. I said, I can't put that on the door frame. and she put it on the door frame. And I put on my gloves and I hung. I had not hung for maybe a few months. And when I was just hanging there, because you see, strengthening up this core, I don't got no weight or nothing down here. So my knees don't hurt, my hip don't hurt. It's not carrying any weight, it's just carrying its own weight. This is carrying all the other weight. So yeah, I did my crunches, y'all remember I had the crunch thing that I used to do, the side thing. Go back to Facebook, look at the pictures. I used to do my side crunches and everything. But as I got older, something said, I know what I saw. I saw this documentary about the New York Park, where I've gone through several times. It's by the African burial ground in New York City, Chinatown. And they have a park. And in that park, their seniors did the monkey bars. I don't have the bar that you can grab to the next one and pull your body across. That, to me, that would be like the ultimate thing, because it would definitely strengthen my back more, because I would have to hold on with one while I grab to another, and then hold on with that one while I grab for another. Oh, can you imagine how much my back would love me? Oh, my back would kiss its own back. But I just hang from the door frame for now. And so I saw the documentary, and that's what the Asian people were doing. The old people, they were hanging and going across that whole bar hanging, like I told you, going from one bar to the next. You see it in the children's part. And I was like, wow, yeah. Then at the same time, I'm going through that to, not the same time, years later, when I started working back at the daycare, I started watching the little kids play. And they love swinging, grabbing something high and swinging their body. That's how everything got separated for them. That's how their core got straight. And I just remember, again, observation, observing them. And I was like, well, that's what I'm doing when I hang. I'm, everything is, you know what I mean? Everything is just hanging. Nothing is connected except through the muscle. The muscle connects everything. You can go back to the video. Y'all see I always have my muscle chart, because I know what I want, and I want my mind's eye to see the muscle chart, because that's what this is all about. Now, I know it ain't supposed to be about muscle. That's probably why I don't got a lot of followers. I understand my shortcomings. I was thinking about this for a while. I was supposed to share with you. I don't do weight. I don't like say, oh, I lost 5 pounds, I lost 10 pounds, I lost 6 pounds. I don't do that. That has never been what exercise has been about for me. It's not. And I guess that's why I have longevity. Because it's been to make my body happy. It's always been to make my body happy. And when my body's happy, you don't get sick. I go to bed early. Always wanted to because I knew it made my body happy. I was in society where, oh, you go to bed early, oh, you old, you old, you old, you old. Oh, what's wrong with you? You old, you old, you old. You always like me. And I would be sitting up there with them, literally crying inside saying, I don't want to be here with you. That club is your thing. This is your thing. When I wanted to go out, I knew how to rest up. I know how to rest up to go and party all dance all night long. But you see, I had to make my body happy first. I had to rest it and make sure it had the water in it and everything. And then they'll say, okay, go out and party all night. And then after I party, I would rest my body again. And we have a wonderful relationship. So that's why y'all see me all the time. Here walking now for 45 minutes to make up for time we lost the holidays and the fact that we don't walk Saturdays. I ain't jipping me. I'm giving me a little extra time. So that's probably why I don't have, there's like a whole basket of whys. But I let myself know to be on the real side, Vicki. This is why. That's okay. Think I have people who love themselves and love their bodies and see how simple and easy it is to take out 45 minutes or an hour a day, a half hour a day to just love on your own body. But I also understand cult life. And in cult life, you don't exercise because the Lord will heal your body. You don't got to do nothing. He will heal it. And if your body is sick, it's because the devil is in you. And then that's why you need the doctors. Because they're cutting out that devil. So that's why you're trained to so willingly throw yourself up on that operating table. Because you've been trained that it's not a sickness, it's a devil. I remember when I was trying to get my AIDS awareness education into the churches under the guise of a play, a Christmas play, but I had AIDS counselors, AIDS information, AIDS everything. And I brought it into the church. They had to put it on their tables in the front for the parishioners. I had to get gospel singers to come through and sing. I do a lot to get AIDS education through them doors. Because they said it was a curse. That's how you can tell it's a cult. They said it was a church and don't come. It's a curse. Don't come in our church. Don't come around us. They wasn't, oh, God will heal us. If I get the AIDS, God will heal me. That's how if nothing else, you should have known right then and there it was a cult. What happened to going after the one sheep? Ain't the AIDS person, infected person, the one sheep? Oh, no. The pastor said, no. I meant if one good, pure, white sheep left the herd, the shepherd would go after it. But if it's an AIDS-infected sheep, then the shepherd ain't gonna go after it because he don't want to get AIDS. And still, just like I always looked at the cults, on the inside, I had to say, that is so fucked up. But on the outside, I had to go with the status quo. Poor sinners. They don't know what they're doing. They don't know nothing about the nothing for the nothing. And then they would say to me, whew. Then they would say to me, okay, you're harmless. You can bring your AIDS education in. Horrible. My sister, my cousin Linda, was a member of this church, one of them huge churches, big old churches. She tied to everything. She got the AIDS virus, and she couldn't even tell them because she was so afraid of what they would do. And you know what they did? They kicked her out. All of a sudden, as big and strong as you sit there and hear those cult leaders say God is, when the AIDS virus came, he wasn't strong. How that is? How that is? All the comfort for years, my cousins and many of AIDS-infected patients found in the church for years. Went and got a blood transfusion one day, found out you had AIDS, and no matter how much money you tied, no matter how much money you gave, it meant nothing. They used to come on the walk. It meant nothing to them. You had AIDS now, and you're not welcome. The mighty, powerful God that can do everything could not accept a human who got infected by the AIDS virus. But I know why that is. Because I'm trying to tell you, cults, I came from one. We didn't focus on God. We focused on the devil. And it was the devil, not AIDS, that was killing people. It was the devil. And everybody know God don't fucks with the devil. Let's do 10. Neither up nor down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you see, I was coming in saying, no, it's not the devil, it's a virus. But I know I was raised in a cult. Oh, tuck in your elbow, do 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 1 for the left. Okay? It was a virus. But they said no. They said it was the devil. So they stopped inviting family members over. That's that shunning. That's all cults. Look up the definition and investigate what cults are. Their reaction is a cult reaction. And these were educated people. Well, they went to church to learn more about how to be strong in the cult, how to control the cult, how to control the followers in the cult. There's many of them already all the way go to get their PhD and how to manipulate and control you. But hold on, y'all. Let's see. Thank you for the company. Ciao. ways the Wi-Fi don't get good until Wednesday. So maybe Monday and Tuesday, no good Wi-Fi. Yes, indeed. Hey, thanks for coming on the walk, y'all. Thank you for the company. Like, comment, share, tell a friend. We finna gulp and sip. Thank you for the company. Yes, I love my own song. See, I was even thinking, if I find the time and could get back to this podcast, I was thinking, I think I could make enough music that when I walk next year, I could have at least 20 minutes worth of music that I made up where I don't have to talk. I could just concentrate and focus on the walk. That'll be our third year. I was trying to cut it off at 2. I was going to cut it off Emancipation Proclamation. But since ain't nobody doing what they're supposed to do to protect us from this virus, can you believe it? You're not going to tell me what to do? If I want to spread the virus and make everybody sick, that's my prerogative. Ha! A little cool, not so much room temperature, because I didn't take it out in enough time, but not enough to shock my system or to interfere with my heart. I mean, not cold enough to shock my system or interfere with my heart. Scrambled eggs and cheese. Y'all saw me taking sips. So, and you saw me just do a big gulp. I hate when I forget to show you off the bat how much water's in. Because, honey, this is in this day and time, honey, you got to be receipt bound, honey. You say something and can't prove it right then and there. That cult training. You're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar. My sperm donor and my grandmother, they felt that every time someone opened their mouth would tell nothing but lies. Well, but we wouldn't tell you that. They would tell, yeah, you're right. You're right, girl. Oh, yes. Oh, you're right. You're right. My grandma hang up that phone. Liar. Just lying. And I want to call that person back and say, listen, don't call her. Don't call her. My father, he was the same way. He was more, how that N-word gonna come to my house lying in my face? And in my head I said, what about they're not lying? Even my grandmother was saying, what if they aren't telling the truth? Have you ever thought about that possibility? But, no. My father was trained by his mother, and nope. My grandmother's favorite saying, every day, at least 10 times a day. You's a liar, and the truth ain't in you. Never call my daughter a liar. Never call my nieces and nephew a liar. As far as adults concerned, I say I ain't buying that. I don't know if it's a lie or not. I just ain't buying it. Yep, you's a liar, and the truth ain't in you. You want to know what's wrong with the African American community? You want to know why these kids doing whatever they doing and all the drugs and stuff? If that don't kick your feet from underneath you, that's hearing that statement all the time, nothing does. Kick your feet out from underneath you, then nothing does. So my cousins and them, since she trained them to lie, because she would say, and then I didn't lie. Is that back door closed? Go and look. It's closed. No, it ain't. You're lying and truth ain't in you. And then she rushed to the back door, and when it's closed, she said, oh. But my cousins and them, they didn't take it the same way. They just started lying. So when she asked them anything, they would say whatever would make it so they wouldn't have to go do it. She said, did you do your laundry? They said, yep. Knowing they hadn't done their laundry. And she said, you're a liar, the truth ain't in you. And they would laugh and say, yep. So she made them liars. And then it spread past her. Anytime you asked them anything, they would just... And I was like, no, I think you have it in you to tell the truth. I believe there's a core truth inside you. I believe there's a core truth in everyone. Ooh, let's knock this out. Just a tad bit colder than room temperature. Thanks for coming on the walk, y'all. Please like, comment, share. Tell an uncle, tell an auntie, tell a cousin, tell a friend. Please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a wonderful day.